Welcome back to the Guest List podcast. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, my name is Sarah.
And I'm Jared. And today we're joined by a very special guest, Tahlia Peffly.
Hi! Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here today.
Hey girl, of course, we're so excited for you to be here. Tahlia is a junior studying marketing at FIT, and she's also a strategic partnerships representative at 1824. She's responsible for helping us coordinate a ton of the opportunities that we have with artists at Universal Music Group.
So, Tahlia, what made you want to work in the music industry and how did you get your start?
Honestly, just running like fan pages and being like the biggest fangirl ever, I think is definitely what made me want to work in this industry. And it's honestly so fun working in the industry, being a fan, and like the fangirl to music industry pipeline is so real. Like, I love how it's becoming more and more of a thing. Like, it's amazing. We need more fangirlies in the industry. One of my favorite Why Don't We fan accounts back in like 2019, the girls running it wanted to work in the industry. And I was like, wait, like that's so cool. Like, how do I get a job in the industry? And keep in mind, I was only a sophomore in high school, so I feel like I was really young at that age to kind of like want to like work in the industry. I don't know. So I kind of got my start in the industry my senior year of high school. I started a fan account for Olivia Rodrigo back in 2021 of December. It was the day she announced her Sour tour, which was like crazy. I remember the exact vivid moment when I saw her post that. I was on my way to cooking class in high school and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is like so cool. Like I need to go here." And she was performing in Cincinnati, which like artists never tour in Cincinnati. That's also where I'm from. So I was like, I need to go. How do I get in? So also like since it was right after the pandemic, kind of like more tours were happening, a lot of fans didn't know how to buy pre-sale and all that sort of thing. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like make a fan account for like shits and giggles. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect it where it is right now to like be where it is. Like never imagined it hit over 100,000 followers on Instagram. Like that's like a crazy milestone to me, but I'm like so happy and like for everyone who like follows it and like supports it. But that's kind of how I got my start, and like the numbers were really driving a lot at the beginning. Like throughout the whole tour, they were like really like good numbers that like I was proud to see. And it also like wasn't like a fan account that thought it was like too cringy, to like share with people. I was like proud of it because it was
Yeah.
doing so well. But honestly, that's what really helped me get my start in the industry. And then during that time, I also met one of my favorite mentors ever. She's my favorite person, and she really helped me a lot, like navigate the industry, especially like early on. And she really helped me get to 1824 and where I am today. So I'm definitely super grateful for her. But she's amazing. That's kind of how I got my start. And then once I was in college, I got an opportunity to interview with 1824 during my second semester in college, which is just crazy to like get that opportunity, especially like looking back, I'm like, I was so young to be interviewing for a
Oh,
major label, but also like insanely proud of myself for that.
yeah, you did
Um,
a thing, girl.
yeah, and then like fast forward, surprise, I got the job. Um, so that's kind of what kickstarted my career. And then my most recent experience last summer, I interned at Interscope Records for digital marketing in the pop rock roster. So that was super fun. And to do stuff for some of my favorite artists, including Olivia. So it was so fun, and I loved being in LA over the summer.
Oh, that's awesome and so full circle. And I know that
Yeah.
you and I have been friends for many of the years that you've been
Yes.
here. Honestly, I don't even remember the year that we actually met, but like,
I think it was my first year of college in
yeah,
2022 because we worked at Radio City together.
that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is
Sorry.
like
Yeah,
crazy. Like I forgot, like we worked together at
we're
Radio
ahead of you
City.
then.
Yeah, I loved working there, honestly. It was so
It
fun.
was a great experience. And then, like we mentioned, we met each other, which was really great. And then you were telling me about how you had interviewed for 1824.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'd kind of been deciding what to do with Setlist.
Right. Oh my gosh, yeah. The
We
whole
went to
rebranding of
lunch.
it all.
Yeah. Like literally, we went to lunch and you were like, "Hey, I just got this job at 1824 and I'm going to be working with artists on like press releases and conferences. And you were like, if that's something that you would want to do with Setlist, you know, I'll send you press conferences
Yeah.
and things. And so literally you are the reason why Setlist is what it is today. So like I think that that's the coolest thing. And
Mhm.
like you changed the whole trajectory of what I was doing with Setlist because I also started that page as a little career building
Yeah.
portfolio, expanding
100%. And that's what
Instagram.
I love too
Yeah.
about like so many girls in the industry and like men too, but like specifically like women in the industry, like they take what they love and then they build off of that and they make it experience, which like is something I absolutely love. It's like why go out and find work when you can just create the work yourself and your experiences to put that on your resume.
Talia, what was your proudest moment or project so far?
That's honestly really hard because all the projects that I touch, I absolutely love all of them. And but two stick out in particular that made me really proud or like super happy to work on. So the first one being in my first year working at 1824, well, I guess I should say in the first 6 months, 1824 hosts an annual conference and they also give out awards to like the best or like the best reps that stand out on the team. And so for me, I won Rookie of the Year in the first like 3 months that I was working at 1824, which was honestly just super incredible and like it made me feel like, oh my gosh, like I am supposed to be on this path to work in the music industry and I am like supposed to be here kind of thing because I feel like everyone gets imposter syndrome. So it really felt good to get that award and like be recognized for like Rookie of the Year. I actually don't have the plaque with me. It's in Ohio, which I really should have brought back with me to New York, but it's a really cute plaque. It says like my name on it. But what's really cool is they design like it kind of looks like album art, honestly.
Oh,
Like,
that's awesome.
but for me, they designed it to look like Olivia Rodrigo's Sour album. So that was super fun, especially because like she's my favorite artist. So it's super cool to have like a really specialized like not piece of merch, but like a cool customization piece.
Yeah, that's so personal. I love that. And
Hmm.
also, I was so proud of you. I was like, that's my
Yes.
girl. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. So
Hmm. And
I
then I
love
guess
that for you.
yeah, and then my favorite project to date honestly would have to be in November, actually, I did an event for FIT in celebration of Nicki Minaj's 10-year anniversary of her Pink Print album. And that was really exciting for me because FIT is not known for music whatsoever. And so, kind of bringing a special panel to FIT to talk about the experiences that these people have had was just incredible to me. And it was also just such a fun night celebrating Nicki Minaj and I love my professor, Christy Fall, who helped me with the whole thing. And it was like hard at times, but honestly, like it was so fun. And like just to bring, like to be the person to bring music to FIT's campus was like, it felt so good to me.
Our
I
trend.
love that. I love that so much. And I also personally love Nicki Minaj
Yeah,
so much.
so
Really,
good.
we
She
had
is
no
like,
idea.
she is like the reason that I love music. So
Oh, that's so fun.
I love her so much. So that would have been my favorite moment too.
Yes.
Um, obviously you work with not just Setlist, but you work with a whole bunch of different publications. What do you love about working with these publications and outlets in this capacity?
I really love how, like, reading the pieces after. I think some of them are just incredible pieces to read, and it's super cool to see, like, oh, like, based on, like, what they attended for 1824, this is what they wrote. It's just my favorite thing ever to read these articles, especially your interview with Hayden Henderson that Allie did. It was so good. I loved reading about it. Just, like, any piece, like, whenever they send it over, like, I'm always like, yeah, like please send it over. Like I would love to read it. And I honestly I try and read every single piece that everyone sends me. Gets hard sometimes when there's like a lot of press conferences happening, but that's probably one of my favorite things is just reading them and then also like giving other people these opportunities as well. That's probably been like my two favorite things working with both not just Setlist, but like any publication that I work with.
That's awesome. And you kind of answered our next question too. I was going to ask what your favorite piece of content that Setlist has done for 1824 was. Are there any others that kind of stick
Yeah. Honestly, I'm trying to think of I'm excited to read your Alessia Cara one that you guys
Yeah.
attended.
Nevin just attended that, so I'm excited to see what she.
Yeah. I know, I'm super excited, especially because like it's Valentine's Day and Alessia Cara's album dropped today. So I'm super
Happy
excited
Valentine's Day,
to
everybody.
yes. I'm so excited to hear or to read what you wrote about that. I'm trying to think of like the ones we've done in the past, especially like the end of last year.
I know. I feel like there was a lot going on last year
I
for 18.
know. I also love looking at the
I
photos
know.
everyone takes at the shows. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's also a really cool
I
piece
know
that
we did a lot of Brent content, and I think
yeah.
I think our campaign for that was really fun. So
Yes, definitely.
we put out, what did we do? We had photos and an article and a vlog for
That's
Brent, and then we did the
incredible.
press conference. So
Yeah, that's
that
amazing.
was really fun for I think the whole.
Yeah. Honestly, like between like the last like year and a half I've worked with you guys, I actually looked it up a few days ago, but you guys have produced about like 50 to 60 pieces of content for 1824 artists, which is absolutely incredible. And like, I'm so happy for you guys. And like, honestly, like, it's incredible to see it. And it's just so fun. And I love reading it.
I know, I think last year we did like 30 something.
Yeah.
And we did a bunch the first year too, so
Hmm.
it's been so
Yeah.
fun. I'm so just like grateful that
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh, hey, like
I
maybe
know.
like
Yeah.
now look where we are."
I know. Crazy to be here.
So you might have touched on it a little bit, but you are doing so much, and then you also mentioned that you're still in school. So how
Yeah.
do you balance building your resume and taking on these experiences while completing your degree?
That's honestly a great question. And I wish I had an answer for you, but I honestly don't know how I do it sometimes. Honestly,
The
like,
slays.
yeah, like, the past couple semesters, I took 6 classes each semester, which was pretty manageable. But this year, I'm taking 7 classes each semester because I'm trying to graduate early. So it's a
You're
work in progress.
you're crazy. Um,
But I don't know. I think it's manageable. It's definitely more of a me thing to graduate early. That's why I'm pushing myself. But like in general, working the work-life balance, at the end of the day, like do what you love. And if that means work, go for it. If that means school, go for it. Like, I don't know, but I've also built like great relationships with my professors. So if I'm like, yeah, like I'm going to do like a Sam Smith event, they're like, oh my gosh, like that's so fun. Like have the
Yeah.
best time. And I'm like, thank you so much. But I don't do that every week. It's definitely once in a blue moon type situation. But it's hard, but I also think I'm optimistic. Like the work will get done when it gets done. But yeah.
that's so awesome. I love your philosophy for that.
Thanks.
So, speaking of, I guess, maybe importance and new opportunities and what takes priority, I heard that you got to work your first Grammys.
I
So,
did. It's
what
true.
what did you do? How did you get involved? Like, what was the coolest moment? Tell
Yeah.
us all about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, let's do a deep dive into the Grammys because I don't think I've done it with
Please.
Sarah at least. But so I flew out to LA for the Grammys. It was so much fun. What a packed 3.5 days. Kind of goes back to work trumping school because I did miss my Monday class. That's okay. It was a great experience. I would do it again. But I was a talent escort, so I was in charge of escorting different talent for rehearsal days and then day of show as well. So I was fortunate enough to work 2 of the rehearsal days and both of those days were absolutely incredible.
Can you
Maybe,
say who?
yeah, if you, I don't know if I'll tell you guys, but maybe bleep it.
Yeah,
But
Okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so the first rehearsal day, which was absolutely insane. Like I was just half the time I was honestly sitting waiting for them to like get ready and stuff. But
Period.
then like was able to walk on the Grammy stage, which was crazy. That was like so fun. But then I just like watched them rehearse like 3 times, like all the way through. And I was so excited because I absolutely love her. And it was so good. Like it was just so
Iconic,
good to
yeah.
me. And then the second day of rehearsal, I had band, or then the day of or the day of show, I had dancers, which was
Oh
so
my God.
cool. I kept getting emails leading up to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this, like in my mind, I was like, is this legit? Like, and then when I
Yeah, one of
finally
those
got to the
moments.
venue and I
Yeah, one
got
of
my
those moments where
credentials,
you like don't
yeah,
fucking believe it until it's actually.
right, yeah. It wasn't until I got to the venue and I got my credentials that I was like, I made it like but so that's kind of how I got involved, and then like they asked me back for the Grammys, which was really nice, and so I flew out there. I was there for 3.5 days, flew back. But honestly, like it was just such a great experience, and like I met so many amazing talent escorts, but also like I interned in LA over the summer, so it was super fun to see all my other friends and 1824 people. So honestly, I had a blast in LA, especially since the weather in New York is so cold and it was so warm in LA. I didn't have to wear a coat, like felt gorgeous. So,
I
yeah.
so unrelated.
You
So
don't get to talk because you have 70-degree weather in Georgia.
no, we don't even right now. Like right now it's 43 degrees.
Oh,
It was
43.
better than
So
20.
cold.
No, like literally, I don't know. Okay, I'm from New York,
Yeah.
so I should be used to this cold by now. No, I'm not. I hate the cold. Hate the cold. I
That's
hate
so
it
real
all.
though.
I'm like, no, leave me alone. And I love New York. It's my favorite city in the world. I could never move back there because
Yeah.
it's so cold. It's
Yeah.
so terrible. I want to be where it's sunny 12 out of the 12 months, where like you can go to your pool in February and that's okay. Like I saw my friends in Miami that live in Miami, they're chilling out by the pool, put it on sunscreen. I'm like, what? So I'm like, I need the warm weather to come back. But that's so unrelated, but still.
Yeah. It'll come soon enough. Don't worry.
Yeah, it
You just have to be
must. It must.
patient. In like
Yeah.
6 more weeks because of the groundhog.
I do love summer. I'm a summer baby, so I love the warm weather too.
Yeah. No, literally. It's so nice.
But getting back to the main topic, it sounds like you had an incredible time at the Grammys, and I guess like before we kind of move into more general questions, like you seem to have had a really expansive career even at your young age. Have you had any challenges that have come across your experiences so far? And if so, how have you handled that?
Yeah, I think being so young in my career is people don't take you seriously sometimes, and they're like I'm 20 years old, which is crazy. I sometimes think I'm like 22 or 23 at times, but honestly, like people like if I'm out getting coffee, I'll go network with the like place that I'm at and I'll be like, "Hey, like do you guys do like brand partnerships or anything like that?" And they just look at me like I'm crazy, like what? And then like explain to them what I do and then they're like, "Oh, like yeah, like we do that." So I think one of them is like trying to be like taken seriously, or like you'll put together an event and then you'll arrive at the event and they'll be like, this is who I was emailing with over, like they'll just have that look on their face like, oh, like you're so young, like yeah, no, literally, like I'm like yeah, like that's who you were emailing. But it's also like really cool to be super young and have like all this experience and like start growing like my network even more. So I think that is like one of the biggest challenges is honestly just people looking at me like I'm too young to be in this industry type thing.
It seems like you have come a long way from, you know, when you started, like we were talking about. So, what would you say to younger Talia if you had a chance to meet her for coffee today?
Oh, I love that trend. It is so cute. I almost did it, but I was like, I think my
Well, you
answer
know
didn't.
what? Here you go.
But
Now,
yeah, now's my chance.
Now you're being
Honestly,
forced.
yeah, honestly, I would tell her like you proved all these people wrong. Like keep doing what you're doing and like you're killing it. And just like believe more in yourself, I think is what I would tell her. And that once you move out from your small town in Ohio, like the world really does become a lot bigger than like high school drama and stuff. So honestly, also to all the high school people that made fun of me Don't come asking me for concert tickets in 5 years. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of in 5 years, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's the
Ooh.
dream? Where are you headed?
5 years. Okay. In 5 years, I'll be 25, which is crazy.
Oh
Midlife
God,
crisis
I just
moment.
realized what that means for me.
I'll be
You'll
I'll
be
be 20
25.
I'll be 28. So
Oh my gosh.
Guys, in 5 years, I'm gonna be 30.
and will like
All right,
Honestly,
let's hear
in
what
five,
Talia has to say while I have
no,
to
you're so
go crisis
good.
in the corner.
In 5 years, I think I'll still be living in New York because like 5 years, like I see myself still living here in 5 years, maybe like on the verge of transferring to LA, maybe. But honestly, like I would love to be at like a manager role at in like either like brand partnerships, marketing. Honestly, I'm open to anything, but dream role would probably be in brand partnerships at the moment. At least that's where I see myself like I do see myself continuing to do brand partnerships in the next several years. So I would say being a manager at least. But honestly, like it's crazy to think about because I graduate in December, and so that's like 5 years of like actual work experience, and I'm really excited to like dive into that work experience. And I really hope I'm still in New York in 5 years because New York is so fun. So
yeah.
fun.
I know you love it here, and I love having you here. It's been like it's always so nice when we get to like meet
I
up.
know. We need to do a coffee soon.
I know. We did. What did we do? We did coffee and we did Soul Cycle a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago.
I went to SoulCycle this morning.
You did. Oh my
Yeah. Yeah, they're having like a promo of like Warrior Week and it's like 4 classes in a week. So I have one more on Monday and
yeah,
then I
girl.
get a prize.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this has been so wonderful. And I know you have a lot to do, so we don't want to hold you too much longer. But if there are any projects specifically that you're working on that you want to talk about, or if you want to tell everybody where they can find you, if they want to connect with you, or just want to follow along on your journey, the floor is yours, my dear.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Setlist. I've absolutely loved working with you throughout the last year and a half, and I will continue to work with you for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
We will love to
Honestly,
hear it.
yes, project wise. I don't know, just keep a lookout on my social media if you want to see any events if you're based in New York. There's always a lot of events happening. It's a great way to also network with people. And you can find me on Instagram at Tahlia Peffly. And you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. If you have any questions or want to learn more about my experience, I'd be happy to connect with anyone. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. Talia,
Great.
we loved having you on the
Love you.
um and now that we got to talk about all things music with Talia, let's circle back to the Grammys.
Yes, I know. It
And
was so cool to hear about everything that she did there. But I want to talk about some of our favorite moments there because I know that we had a lot to say on Grammys night. Our group chat was popping.
you know what? I was gonna say don't get me started, but let's
We're
get
getting started.
I'm like, let's get started. Let's talk about our favorite moments, biggest snubs, best dressed. I want to talk about it all.
Let's
So
do it.
let's go.
Okay. Favorite moment? Oh gosh. I don't know if I have like a specific favorite moment, but I will say best dressed, I gotta talk about my three favorite blondies. Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift,
Uh-huh.
Kelsey Ballerini, all slayed the red carpet.
Oh my God. Sabrina Carpenter's outfit. And can I
Love
say
them so much.
the matching flask? Iconic. Iconic.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
You will forever be famous, Sabrina Carpenter. Love you. Oh my God. Chaperone. That outfit was sickening.
Oh my God.
I think Chaperone was like one of the best dressed of the entire night. It was
I know
so
her outfit changes, slayed, performance slayed. Well, I want to talk about Sabrina's performance. Performances overall, though, I loved that they did like the best new artist, like that medley kind of. That
Yes.
was so great. Benson Boone, we love Benson over here. Um,
Love him.
oh my,
Benson Boone, if you see this, my Instagram is jred.seda. My Snapchat is
not
jred.seda. Yes, it is. I changed it back.
like what in the last 2 hours?
Nope. In the last week. So stay updated, I guess.
Girl, what? Hold on.
What?
Oh my God, you did change it back.
I know. I'm aware. I was there.
Wow, I am a terrible friend.
We know. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. I'm kidding. So
Do you
basically,
hear
the
what
point,
I deal with?
the point was Benson Boone. If you see this, my Instagram is jred.seda. My Snapchat is jred.seda. And my phone number is. You can hit me up anytime that you want. Okay. Thank you. No, for real though, Benson, I think your voice is absolutely incredible. And
Hmm.
like the things that you achieve with that vocal cord of yours
Hmm.
mesmerized me.
You
And
know,
I
as cheerleaders, we also appreciate all the flips that you do on stage.
oh yeah, and we can have a flip off, Benson. Okay. We you want to
Hit
do
us up.
I could spin and flip too. You ain't the only one, girl. Let's go. Come on. I'm ready. I'll send you some videos of my flips. Maybe he'll be impressed. But
Regardless.
I have a big crush, if you guys can't tell.
Really?
I listened to Ghost Town last night and I cried.
I mean, hey,
But
it is Valentine's. It is Valentine's Day.
yeah, and I feel like this heart is a ghost town the way that Valentine's Day creeps up. So
So
that's why,
yeah, well, we can have a whole nother conversation about that.
yeah. Well, my heart isn't really a ghost town because I'm talking to somebody, but
Excuse me?
yeah, it's not serious though because he doesn't want anything serious, which is why I feel sad.
I mean, it's okay. Nobody wants me, so.
Which I'm gonna text him Happy Valentine's Day. Happy.
You didn't even text me Happy Valentine's Day. I hope this guy feels special.
Well, you're love you. You're not my Valentine. Well, I mean, you're my Galentine. You can't be my Valentine. I'm gay.
I, okay, but like, still, I text you Happy Valentine's Day every year. That doesn't mean you're my Valentine.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Guys, it's okay. As much as difficult as it is to believe, we do love each other.
Yes. I was singing, so I don't know what she said, but
I said as difficult as it is to believe, we do sometimes love each other. There he goes ignoring me again, guys. You see what I have to deal with.
yeah.
How have I stuck? How have I dealt with this for 10.5 years? I don't know.
Okay, so
Grammy.
back to the Grammys.
The Grammys. Sabrina Carpenter's performance. I'm obsessed.
Oh, at least
Uh,
quite an impression.
oh my God, it was so good. Yeah, but like we were saying, the performances
Oh,
overall, yes, yes.
speaking of Sabrina, Deluxe,
That's right. Oh my God, that came out
the morning.
today because we're filming on February 14th. It's Friday. Deluxe came out today for short and sweet. Um,
It's literally the last thing I listened to. I just
oh my
opened
God.
it. Bad Reviews, last song on the album.
Hey.
We got, let me pull it up so I don't mess it up. We got 15 minutes, please, featuring Dolly Parton. Couldn't make it any harder. Busy Woman and Bad Reviews.
Mhm.
My favorites would have to be Busy Woman and Bad Reviews, but they were all good. I love it. And
Love.
people people were hating on Dolly Parton for how she sounded in this.
She's an icon. She's a legend, and
Will
she's
always be an icon. And
right.
you know what? You try and sing like her at her age. You could never, okay? Don't come for Dolly. Don't you dare. Don't you ever.
Oh my goodness. I do love her. I love
Next today. Because you know what's next that we have to talk about? We already talked about favorite moments. You know what's next, y'all? And now we'll stay heated. This is biggest snubs. Okay. We're talking about it. We're getting spicy on this podcast. And if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. Ugh,
my God. Um,
I'm
I
getting
was
mad at the
surprised.
imaginary.
What happened?
I'm saying I'm getting mad at I don't even know. We don't even know who's here yet. And I'm getting mad at you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
sorry.
screaming. You're
But biggest snubs. Let's get into it.
I was surprised the Torture Poets didn't win anything.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I I like Taylor.
Right.
I- I'm not her biggest fan. I'm not
And
a
that's okay.
I wouldn't identify as a Swiftie, but I think she listen, she's a great lyricist.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the best in the entire industry. So
Easily.
um like the poetry aspect, especially of this album, and just of Taylor Swift in general, I think is one of the biggest reasons that she wins her Grammys that she does. Like she's decorated to the nines.
Right. Was she the first female to win 4 albums of the year?
I think,
I
yeah,
think
something like that.
that.
Yeah. And like she's incredible. So I agree. The fact that it didn't win anything was
Right.
a
This album in particular, like, you just talked about her lyricism. I feel like this album in particular really had some of the best of Taylor Swift lyricism and writing, and I was a little surprised that it didn't win a single award. But
yeah,
yeah. What else was surprising?
especially because okay, we're gonna go here. You know what? I don't think Midnight's deserved awards. Like, and I feel like that was like a decorated album, and it did like
Yes,
it
it won album of the year.
it gave me nothing. And for it, tortured poets department. I don't know why I said poet.
Because she
The,
is
tor-
the singular.
the torture, like, oh my god. Okay, I can't even speak. I can't even think. I'm getting stressed.
It's okay.
Um, okay, tortured poets department, objectively and subjectively, were the best. No, sorry, were better than all her other albums to me. Not
Wow.
maybe not all of them. The new no, I, I
It's
don't want to
okay.
say I don't want to say an
Like,
opinion that I don't
for
actually think.
me, it's the fact that she didn't even submit the anthology. Like she just submitted Torture Poets Department. Like
Yeah,
she didn't even submit the double album, which
yeah,
is wild to me because I love so many of the songs on the anthology. Like,
I did too. But I don't know. I think it's better than Midnight's. I liked it better than Evermore.
mm,
Folklore is just that girl. Love her. I think, yeah, that's the one with Cardigan, right?
uh, which
And
one did you
Invisible
say?
String. Folklore.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just too good. That album is too good. I don't know what that thing won, but it should have won a lot too, because that was that girl.
Uh, I'll look it up.
Yeah, what were let's see what her 4 album of the years were.
Her albums of the year.
It did. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That
Fearless 1989, Folklore and Midnights.
does those were all deserved. Well, wait, yeah, those were all deserved except Midnight's. Sorry.
I do like Midnights. I do.
Sure. And I love that you love it. I just think that it was giving mainstream pop. It was giving very surface level. I wasn't getting anything like
I feel like there was a lot of life that happened for her in a very short amount of time between Midnights and Tortured Poets. So I do
yeah.
see where you're going with that.
It's just there was so much depth and emotion in Tortured Poets Department that I don't see how it got nothing. It really made me upset.
No, I know. I
But
mean, it wasn't.
especially like folklore, I like it was giving folklore almost. Like it was giving that vibe. Obviously way different.
Yeah,
But like
I feel like this was like a really great, not conglomeration, but like a really great overview of things that she has like done in like a lot of different styles from her past albums. I feel like it was a really nice collection of that.
yeah, I think so too. Speaking of winning nothing,
Oh, I know where you're going.
who else won nothing on our special night? Billie Eilish.
I did love her performance too. I know we kind of have gone over the performances, but I loved hers. It was very cute.
Billie Eilish didn't win anything. And
Hit Me Hard and Soft was a great album.
it was it was just I think she put the most of herself into that album and like the deepest parts of her as a human being, not just an artist, were in that album. And to watch it win nothing was probably so hard for her, but also like as her fans, especially the ones that have been with her from like the beginning. And like we got to witness, her open up to the world. And like, it's like when a friend finally opens up, like you're like, oh my God, like it's emotional. It was that. And watching it like, just like get like look past like that was like a lot for her fans. And we all saw that video of her getting emotional. Like it seemed like it was a lot for her too. And you know everybody is like debating online whether she was crying about Beyonce's accomplishment or whether she was crying because she didn't win. I don't really know, but um if I put that album out and it got nothing, I probably would be just emotional. Not to take away anything from other people, but like I would just be, it would be a really hard loss. So
Yeah.
I think that Billy, you won album of the year in my heart. Um, and I know I'm biased. Okay. I know that Billie Eilish is my favorite artist, and
And that's okay. Like you're allowed to have
therefore I'm gonna think she should win everything.
I
But like, okay, you know what? Let's get into this
Oh,
because
I don't even know where we're going right now. I'm just along for the ride.
because I've watched so many people say so much about this. Like they people think Billy should have won. People think Taylor Swift should have won. And it's like these two fandoms were bonding over this loss. And then the Beyonce fans are coming out and saying, you know, oh, well, Billy didn't win in a single category. Why are they only upset in the one where she beat a black woman? And I I don't want to take anything away from the win of a black woman. She is a queen. Beyonce, you're incredible. You have done so much in this industry, and I think that the power that it took, the bravery that it took to take house music and country music, which have origins in Black history and were basically created by Black people and essentially stolen and made mainstream by other people, I think that it's incredible what you did. I think I think I understand the win. I understand it. Um for that reason. And I think that again, it's incredible. However, when you think about what album of the year is,
Right.
it's
Because
not
there is a category for country album.
right,
Like
and it's not like the action of doing that alone does not constitute a win. The music itself to me was not wasn't wasn't up to par with Hit Me Hard and Soft to the Tortured Poets Department, especially those two. But even Short and Sweet, I got more depth and story and lyricism from those than I did from Cowboy Carter. And
I think I would have to agree.
I think that if there would have been that history lesson, if there would have been that like that take back of power in the lyricism of those songs, in the storytelling of the tracks, of the beats, like I would have been there. But I didn't get it. And that's what I was expecting. So maybe that's
Right.
why I was even more disappointed with Cowboy Carter as an album, just in general, not just the Grammys. But when I listened to it, I was a little, I was like, oh. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that that's where I stand on that. And
Yeah.
on the other comments, they go, you know what? I'm not even gonna address
There you go. And you know what? At the end
it.
of the day, Beyonce is the most winningest artist of all time at the Grammys. And you know what? Good for her that she's finally gotten Album of the Year. You know, that was kind of the one that she was missing.
Yes,
Speaking
I
of
agree
winning
with that.
Grammys,
I agree with that. I
oh,
think that this
winning,
is,
oh, go ahead,
I think that she should have won this
for
for
another album like years ago.
forever ago. Beyonce, you are deserving of this title to have had, you deserve to have had an album of the year
Oh, I agree.
for
I agree
for
entirely.
Renaissance, for
Lemonade.
self-titled, for Lemonade. Love you, Adele, and I loved that album. So I'm
No,
like,
literally.
I wasn't mad when she
Right.
won.
No, oh my God. But just she has so many albums that were album of the year worthy.
Lemonade
On
changed
top
my
of
damn
being,
life. When
yeah,
I
on
like
top of being the artist who's won the most Grammys in the history of the Grammys and of the industry, she should have won that long time ago.
and I don't think it's a coincidence that she didn't win last year. Jay-Z called out the Academy and she wins next year. I don't think that's a coincidence, and I don't think it's wrong to say that. So, yeah. But okay, I have my haircut's in 9 minutes
Oh my
and
God. Okay, so let's close this
15.
out.
Yeah.
Other Grammy things, you know, Kendrick swept up all his categories. That was really cool. But overall, I think the Grammys were really great this year. I
Yeah.
think that the production of the show was really great. Um,
And on Kendrick, to win record and song of the year on a diss track is
did
unheard
he
of.
did win record. I don't know why I thought that was Sabrina, but
Yeah. She
uh,
won, I know she won pop
pop,
vocal.
yes, pop vocal. Yes.
And did she who
She
won
won
best? Oh,
another,
Chaperone won best new artist.
yeah, Chapel won, which her speech, like her speech, we
I
will.
think I think we can, you know what? I feel like we can, I don't want to like rush it either. We can probably like talk more later or some other day about it,
Um, okay. Yeah.
and finish that, like finish our episode, because I don't want
Yeah.
to rush it, you know?
No, I don't know what of that is going to be kept in, but in filming just now, we decided that we have so much more that we want to talk about the Grammys, that we are going to come back and do a part two. In the meantime, keep an eye on our socials at Setlist Media on Instagram, Twitter. and TikTok, which just got returned to the App Store. I feel like we have a lot more to talk about this month. And then our other podcast specific Instagram is at TGL Pod. Keep an eye out for that release date. So between, now and then, we'll film a second part to this. And thank you so much for watching, and we're gonna see you guys even sooner than you think. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.